I arrived in Chicago and I think 6 weeks later, the curfew started. So there was, for me personally, the question, like all the other people from other parts of the world somehow traveled back, and I was just arriving and said, okay, do I stay or leave? But then also I found the other people with whom we want to work together and translate somehow also this emotional side and political side into a performance in a public space. Yes, for me, that's a quite emotional work, which works with the question of the relation between human beings and between how can we solidarize, how we can connect, how can we relate, how can we support in this kind of condition of distancing or social distancing, if you take it clear. So yes, what we did was that on the day of the curfew, due to COVID, we went as a group out on the street, on a crossroad, approached to each other and explored in a way. It was more like an open experiment, exploring the question of closeness and distance. And also the total shift of paradigms, that closeness was connected to danger and not to security. So there was a question of, okay, what does it mean to be socially distant in comparison to physical distance? So we explored with the performance, we were approaching from the 4 different sides, closely, slowly, coming together, and we're not using language, but only shouting, screaming at each other. And by shouting, the other one was afraid. So it was a bit of dance between being afraid, building up trust, building up a common sense of communication, which played exactly with all these kind of dynamics which were so present in these times of loneliness, of not knowing what comes, of, in my case also, not knowing if I can stay or have to leave. All these kind of questions within the context that also the public space became a space of non-encounter.